Hello and welcome to Wolfy's Unscripted Reviews. What this is I like to review things, but when I put a script in front of me, I'm like, and I'm funnier when I just kind of improv things together. So all I got is a little bullet point in front of me, like a little list of things that I know about the product. I'm like, oh, okay, just make sure to talk about these things. And so, what are we doing today? Today we are reviewing the infamous Wii U and the console, which is over here. Yeah, shiny. And so, what is the first thing we're going to talk about? Quality. What is the quality of the system? Well, for one, let me take off these small little feet so I can kind of just give you this right here is the actual Wii U console. It's pretty nice, compact, actually really heavy, surprisingly. Like, when I heard this thing was allegedly so underpowered, I thought, oh my god, it's gonna be like lighter than an Xbox 360 and PS3, and then compared to the Xbox One and PS4, this thing's gonna be tiny. Well, it is tinier than all of them, but it's pretty heavy. Like, I have to hold up the other consoles to kind of check this out. I mean, I have an Xbox 360 down here. I can kind of compare. And the Wii U actually weighs in heavier than this Xbox 360 Slim Edition. So, I'm not buying the whole lack of tech thing. For quality-wise, actually really solid. Like, the system itself doesn't have anything rattling. I'll put it by the microphone. Nothing rattles, and it doesn't feel like cheap plastic. This feels like nice, heavy-duty, you know, my computer case, hard plastic. So that's also nice. And on top of it, you see this little bay here? Yeah, they did a really good job of designing the bay so that it just kind of slides in on itself, making it really easy to not destroy the system. And if you want some comparison, I've got a Wii down here. And you can see the size side by side right there. That's the height-wise, and that's the length. The Wii U is overall bigger than the Wii, heavier than the Wii, and it feels sturdier than the Wii. I mean, you can see I kind of broke off that panel over the GameCube ports, and this flimsy little thing would just kind of break off, and the cage door to the SD card. It's overall huge improvement on quality. Now, let's put the feet back on so I can talk about the gamepad quality. Because the gamepad is a slightly different story. This is the Wii U gamepad. Legend of Zelda Edition. Nice and prettyful, right? Well, here's the thing. Gamepad is extremely durable and light. I don't know how to explain this. Like, looking at this thing, you'd think 5 pounds, maybe, well, if you know tablets, maybe 2.5 pounds. This thing weighs in less than a pound. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that if this were a tablet, it's the lightest damn tablet I've ever seen. And in reality, it's a controller. I mean, it's got the faceplate buttons, it just has some tablet controls. So the Wii U gives you a wide variety of options. The camera's over here, not over there. The screen that's showing me what I'm seeing, the camera's seeing, is over there. There. Okay, so the Wii U has a lot of options, not just in the OS, but actually how you play it. For one, you don't even have to use this gamepad, which I don't see a reason why not to, but you can, in fact, use this. It's called the Pro Controller. And you know what? This thing is not talked about nearly enough because it is by far the best controller I have ever held. Not even joking. Like, right here in this drawer, I got an Xbox 360 controller, which I considered, you know, pretty freaking awesome for a while. I was like, oh my god, this thing feels right. It's just, it's there. The Wii U Pro Controller took everything that I thought the Xbox controller did right and did it better. For one, it's actually wider than the Xbox. Not whiter, but wider. So if you look at it side by side, like from here to here, you'll see that the Wii U Pro Controller is slightly wider. On top of that, the Wii U Pro Controller has an 80-hour battery life, and it fits better in my hand. Like, with the sticks up top, it works so much better than I thought it would. Gamepad, extremely good controller. Lots of gameplay options, including the fact that I don't even have to have this on the screen. I could just take it, put it on the gamepad, and sit in my beanbag chair across the room or in my bed back there, and be like, okay, yeah, this is pretty comfy, pretty awesome. I've never had strain involving the gamepad. I have had problems with the Bluetooth, but that's mainly because of how many things are actually going on in my household. Like, for some reason, Bluetooth signal and wireless signals are just kind of jumbled. I even have problems with the Pro Controller sometimes. It's like, it's weird. It's something to do with my household. On top of that controller, you remember these things? These rinky-dink little controllers? They also work. Not only do they work, but they're mandatory for some games. So if you had a Wii, it's a good thing you saved these. I mean, it uses the Motion Plus, blah, 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 and of course, you know, just make sure you have this and this somewhere. It also uses the classic controller, but sometimes and sometimes not. It's not a full replacement for the Pro Controller, but the classic controller will work for old Wii games, and a lot of first-party games do use it. So that's also another option. And then just revealed recently is that you're going to be able to use your GameCube controllers on this system. Like, what? Nintendo's giving us a million options to play this one system. And you know what? I'm kind of happy because I still have a GameCube controller lying around here somewhere. Because I do have my GameCube as well. See? Old thing. But, I have a GameCube controller lying around, and I'm going to probably pick up the Smash Bros. With the adapter and controller and be like, hey, yo, Smash Bros. I could tell you at my college, it's crazy. Smash Bros. Is like the biggest thing in my college. So, now that we've gone over the options and the quality, let's talk about performance. This system really performs. I own a high-tech gaming PC, which I'll throw in a picture of it because it's a pain in the ass to move because it's huge. I can play my games at 60 FPS max settings. People will be like, only 60, 120. Well, you know what? Your eyes can't see anything past 60. So 120 is overkill as shit, bro. So, I got my gaming PC. And I can't tell you how many game-breaking bugs I experienced while playing games. Specifically the Elder Scrolls series. Oh my god, has that game crashed so many times, even to the point of making me have to turn my PC off and on. It's irritating, to say the least. I mean, I've had problems with Far Cry 3 even. There's so many games that have problems. What surprised me about the Wii U, and it's not because of Nintendo, but because of third parties and their ability to just shovel things onto the system. I was surprised to not see bugs everywhere. Graphical bugs occasionally do occur, but the games themselves aren't buggy, aren't breaking. There was one time a game broke in its entire, 3 months I've had this system, and it was one game called It'll Do, and it was an indie game. And it crashed at the final boss. I complained about it, and it was patched instantly. Like, I didn't have to do anything. And then I beat the final boss and most of my actual game time of 2 hours to play through the whole game. What was impressive was, A, that they checked the Miiverse and was like, oh shit, this is a problem. Let's fix it. And it broke at the end. And indie games can be kind of buggy. What really impressed me was that Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 on this system worked without problems. Because yeah, we've heard several developers say, "Oh, this system's underpowered. Oh, it's going to underperform." Some even say it's weaker than an Xbox 360. And I thought, "Oh crap, I'm going to get Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 because they were like dirt cheap. If I had the prices, it was like $10 and $12 for both of them." So I thought, okay, it's going to be crap. Plug the game in. Game doesn't look the most amazing, and it's mainly due to optimization. Found out later. But it wasn't buggy. It wasn't broken. There weren't that many glitches. The only time I ever experienced latency was when dealing with the Kenway fleet in Assassin's Creed 4. I was like, why? This doesn't even require that much. It baffled me. It was like, what is going on that is causing this to have frame rate issues? The rest of the games play perfectly as they are supposed to. I've played a bunch of first party games and they play phenomenally. Speaking words can't form words. They actually perform quite well. That's what I'm trying to say. First party games both look good and perform well and have had no latency issues. And so I started to think, well, maybe the system isn't underpowered. Maybe people are just using it wrong. And I actually did a couple searches and found two rather interesting quotes. One from an indie dev. Oh, actually, no, three. There's a third one. One from an indie dev, one from Platinum Games, and one from Retro Studios. The indie dev is producing a Project Cars, I think is the name of it. I'm not quite sure. And what is Project Cars? Well, Project Cars is like this big racing sim with amazing graphics. And the quote literally stated, the Wii U handled everything we threw at it, including driving in the rain, which was our most graphically heavy effect in the entire game. What did that state? Well, that states that, well, the Wii U handled something that should have been difficult for it. Further evidence states, by Retro, the Wii U is a hidden powerhouse. Now, I was kind of skeptical when hearing this because Retro is a Nintendo first-party dev. Why in the world would they not say anything good? But when Platinum Games, who develops for everyone, stated they loved working with the Wii U and would make Bayonetta 3 if they had the chance on the Wii U, stated that it's not underpowered, it's easy to work with if you're willing to work with it. And so I feel like these kind of calling out on these third-party developers because they're not. They just aren't doing it right. I personally enjoy playing with code and programming, and I know, because I do it mostly with Minecraft, that sometimes things just don't work because you didn't do it specifically for what you're supposed to be doing it for. And I feel like the Wii U is that example. Hell, there are actually two games out right now, multi-plats, that look the exact same across the PS4 and Wii U. I don't know about the 360 because I didn't hear the comparison. Need for Speed on the PS4 and Wii U looks just as good. Supposedly this thing was underpowered. Well, you could say, it's the beginning of their lifetime. They'll probably exceed that. Well, it's the beginning of the Wii U's lifetime. The hardware in this system is a complete mystery to us. Plain and simple. But what I have seen is performance. Power and performance are two different things, don't get me wrong. I have built two PCs. One was using a dual-core AMD Athlon processor and a 4850 Radeon in it. The other PC, the one that I have next to me, which is the more powerful of the two, is using an FX8 core at 4 gigahertz, a 7850 Radeon, had more RAM, which the other one had 4 gigabytes, this one has 8 gigabytes, hard drives really don't matter, and the motherboard speeds are, they're not really that big of a deal. And I'm not going to get too technical. You would see the big one and be like, oh, that one's obviously way more powerful. Here's the thing. Although this one is more powerful, it's not as efficient as the other one. The other one, because I was using the same chipset within the computer, was super efficient. Like, hands down the most efficient thing I've ever built. That computer was capable of balancing between 30 and 60 frames per second on high settings. Yet when you look at the rep sheet, you're like, whoa, 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 this thing shouldn't even be coming close. And it just goes to show you, efficiency can equal power. Because this one's really powerful. I can do a million things at once on 8 cores with 8 gigabytes of RAM. And my graphics card is nice and powerful. I play games at max, no problems, no worries, nothing. But I still think about that one computer I built and how it was just good. And I think the Wii U is like that computer. And this will be the end of the review. I'm giving the Wii U a 9 out of 10. Because it does have some stupid flaws like the matting and a million cords and cables and a lot of accessories that can confuse a consumer. But it's the best system I've had, a home console system from Nintendo, in 7 years. And you know, they did a damn good job building it. It is a near perfect system. I would have given it a 10, and this is just an aesthetic thing, if it had like glowing LEDs or color changing LEDs to match it to my computer, or even just kits to do so, because I'm kind of like that. I'm weird. And I mean, I kind of want to give it a 10, but I can't because there are a couple flaws. A 10 would be perfect. Oh, that's not a scratch. That's just the thing. So, 9 out of 10. Review part's over. Well, thank you guys for watching. As usual, you can leave a comment in the comment section. Go back to our channel and check out our other videos. Or, you know, subscribe and see more every single week. I thank you guys again, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Wolfy, out.